So if you've ever driven a car before or on a bus, which I know you all have, you know that you've seen those signs on the side of the road that says 50 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. But what we don't do often enough is calculate how long it's going to take us to get somewhere or how far we've gone. The equation d is equal to rt expresses the relationship between the distance, d, speed, r, and time, t.
Constant speed is a rate comparing distance to time. If the car travels 10 miles in 1 hour, the car's speed is the rate 10 miles per hour.
So a constant speed is a rate. So sometimes kiddos say, hey, Miss S, why is speed abbreviated with an R? They're comparing it to a rate. So constant speed is actually a rate, meaning a comparison. If you think about it, we're using the words miles per hour. So they're comparing it, two things, miles an hour, to a ratio or a rate.
The total distance the car travels depends on the total amount of time. The speed of the car is given in miles per hour, so the number line shows the time in hours. For each hour the car travels, the total distance increases by 10 miles. You can use the equation d equals r times t to find a distance, rate, or time.
Let's go on to part 1.
How fast are you going?
45 miles an hour. I always go 45 miles an hour.
Exactly?
Constantly.
So for this, it says your aunt drives at a constant speed of 45 miles per hour. How far will your... So when you look, like I said, we have 45 miles per hour, and then we have 20 minutes. Using the equation, distance equals rate times time, we can figure out how far this family has gone.
The speed r is 45 miles per hour. The time t is 20 minutes. Step 1. Since the speed is in miles per hour, rewrite 20 minutes in terms of hours. 60 minutes equals 1 hour, so divide 20 by 60. Multiply by the reciprocal of 60. Then multiply. Now, simplify the fraction. So 20 minutes equals 1/3 hour. Step 2. Use the equation d equals r times t to find the distance traveled. Substitute 45 miles per hour for r. Substitute 1/3 hour for t. Divide the common unit, hour. Then multiply. Now simplify. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So your aunt will travel 15 miles in 20 minutes.
Let's try this next problem together. It says Lisa bikes at a constant speed of 8 miles per hour. If she bikes for 30 minutes, how far will she travel? Well, remember, my formula I need to know is that distance is equal to my rate times my time. So my distance, I don't know. My rate or my speed is 8 miles per hour. And my time is 30 minutes. So you might be saying, Miss S, why can't I just multiply by 30? Well, my rate is miles per hour. So that's a bad arrow. So what I need to do is make sure that this is compared to an hour. So I know that if I have 30 minutes, that there are 60 total minutes in an hour. So I'm going to simplify this. I can divide by 10 and it becomes 3/6. And 3/6 can then be simplified to 1/2. So what I can actually end up doing here, guys, is I can say, okay, well, my distance I don't know, My speed was 8 miles per hour, or my rate, and my time was 30 minutes out of 60 total minutes, because I'm comparing it now to my hour, and that will simplify down to 1/2. So what is 8 multiplied by 1/2? Well, half of 8 is 4, so I know that my distance must be 4. So how far did she go? On her bike, she went 4 miles. Go ahead and copy this down. On to part 2.
An airplane is flying from Boston, Massachusetts to San Francisco, California. What is the speed of the airplane in miles per hour? Use the equation D equals R times T.